So second versus sixth. Manchester United have won 3 Barclays Women's Super League fixtures in a row. That's their best such run in nearly a year. Will London City Lionesses be their latest scalp? United won the reverse of this fixture in Bromley 5-1 back in September, but a lot has changed since then. How do you see here, Fern Whelan, London City Lionesses going about this task?
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think a lot has changed since then. I think, you know, earlier on in the season, as you say, when they did lose 5-1, you know, they were a side that had kind of just come in without a pre-season, really. A lot of new players having to gel really, really quickly. And I think they obviously have now developed a way of working where they know how each other's going to play a little bit more. So I expect them to be a little bit more aggressive today and a bit more on the front foot.
The first industrious run for Ellen Vangerheim down that right-hand side. Here's the confirmed change, by the way, the Italian international, Ilana Linari, coming in after Sangari's injury in the warm-up. Not ideal before facing one of the informed teams around right now.
No, not ideal, and not especially when you're a minute in and now you've got a defender a corner as well. You have to get up to speed quickly and hit the ground running, especially as a centre-half, but she's an experienced defender, you know, and fully capable of doing so.
So first chance for United to swing this one in. It was a first-time volley that is headed away eventually. Turner was the one to strike it, and the visitors do manage to get that away.
Yeah, they managed to defend that one quite well. I think Millie Turner getting the first contact is a player actually that is known to score from set pieces as well, so she brings that added element back into this United side. Now she's back in the team.
Shifted all the way back to Millie Turner by Gabby George. Their inclusion, two of the standout pieces of news from United's pre-match 11.
Yeah, 2 top quality defenders being able to come back into the side. Obviously both of them struggled with injury of late and not being able to find their way back in, but you know, again, 2 fantastic additions, both played for England across the age groups as well, so you know, adding a lot of experience down that left hand side.
Pass punch successfully into Miyazawa. Vangerheim again. Back into Riviere. Interesting to see the configuration of this United attack. It certainly looks like Simi Awujo is playing central.
Yeah, she's just taken up that higher up role, isn't she, Awujo? Just in behind Schuller. But I think we'll see quite a lot of rotation across that 3 of Park, Awujo and Vangerheim as well, and make it difficult for London City Lionesses to be able to pick them up.
New signing down the right wing, picked up from Hammarby in the winter window. Versatile forward who was actually linked with Chelsea the previous transfer window. Flicked on by Nikita Parris, who takes on her former club today, Manchester United. Nelson challenged and picked up by Letitia.
Yeah, and talking about Nikita Parris, you know, she's not shy about scoring against their former sides as well, so she'll be right up for this one today. Just bringing that bit of energy, bit of tenacity for London City Lionesses, and obviously that experience of playing against this team, or playing for this team, should I say.
Nelson advances. Kumagai got the challenge in. Miyazawa shifts it on. Dominic Janssen has moved to the bench today, making way for Turner in the lineup, although Anna Sandberg actually had to come off in the week against Atletico after picking up a calf issue on Thursday on what was a very heavy pitch, difficult conditions in Madrid for United.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you're playing on a pitch that, you know, that is heavy, boggy, bobbly, you're expected to pick up kind of heavy legs and potentially little niggles as well, but hopefully it's not one that keeps her out for too long.
Oh, it's a great ball into Parris! And sure enough, She has scored against her old club once again. A sucker punch from the visitors. And a broad smile from Nikita Parris, brought into the team today to do exactly that.
Yeah, I think that first 5 minutes potentially it's been all Manchester United, but here we see Godfrey just picking up the ball, and she's really brave in the attack, and Manchester United not getting close enough, and Nikita Parris just comes out of nowhere and attacks the ball with such prowess for that diving header and beats Riviere to it and gets the side up 1-0.
4 league goals now for the season. Half of them have come against Manchester United. She scored in the 5-1 loss. They knew about her threat, and that was a super header for the travelling fans.
Yeah, super header, smile from her there. You can see exactly what it means, and you know, justified to bring her into the side today, into that starting 11, and expect more of the same from her today as well. She'll be hungry and want to add more to that.
Well, the kind of moment that justifies Eder Maestre's decision to mix things up and change 3 of his front 4 from the Everton game. Attempt to sweep it out by Patterson is shut down by Vangerheim, who will persevere. You called it, Fern. She loves scoring against her old clubs.
Yeah, she didn't really wait too long for the goal either, did she, as well? But not only will she be important to them in attack today, I think if you watch her kind of defensive mindset as well, she is hungry to win the ball back for her side as well. We'll see her in deeper roles. But obviously that's where she's most dangerous, in those advanced areas and inside the box.
So pulled out here by Linari. It's into Parris in the channel. Just tried to engage Poppy Patterson, who was charging forward from left back.
Yeah, Riviere does well defensively there, but it's good intent from Patterson just to take that run on the inside of Nikita Parris, and you see that kind of connectivity between the two of them down that left-hand channel. And she's already aware that she's going to be doing that run, so we expect to see more of that as well.
Knocked out by Parris. Well, 2 years a Manchester United player, an FA Cup winner, 25 goals in 57 appearances for the club. And the summer recruit from Brighton has done it against them again today.
I remember a young Nikita Parris when she first came into Everton when I was playing in the side, and obviously as a centre-half I had to mark her week in, week out in training. It was a tall order and a tough task, but I used to love the battle, and she is that type of player that will love the battle, loves to cause defenders problems, and just loves to give them a headache. Really engaging player to watch.
And the timing of the run as well, to come across her defender to meet it.
Yeah, I think she, Riviere didn't even know she was coming. I'm not sure if she'd even checked her shoulder and saw her there, to be honest, but again, that's that experience.
Bit of a tangling as Lunari and Shula come together. Shula leading the line, unsurprisingly, after her summer move from Bayern. Her winter move, I should say, from Bayern. Van der Donk. Yora had made an interesting run down the line, but Godfrey couldn't quite shift it to the French international.
Yeah, and I think you see that run down the line potentially just puts a little question in the thought of Millie Turner as well, whether she's going to get drawn out to go out and press as she did for the goal, as she's come out and not got tight enough for me. I think if we are going to do that, we're going to come out as defenders and press. We've got to get tight enough to try and stop that cross coming in.
Sixth at kick-off, London City Lionesses, beaten by Everton last weekend by 1-0. Massive game down at the bottom, by the way, involving one of Fern's former clubs. Everton are 1 up on West Ham. That's 9th versus 10th in the table at kick-off.
Yeah, it's a good start for Everton, getting that early goal as well, especially with the run of form that they're in at the moment.
Patterson. Well, that's the ball that Parris was looking for.
Right idea, but not enough space in behind the defensive back line and the goalkeeper there to be trying to play a ball in behind, really.
George Court. Godfrey has won the corner.
And good play from Godfrey down that right-hand side, showing she can cause problems for Gabby George today.
Well, the one player who survived the mass changes up front today in the London City Lionesses lineup, and understandably so, she's been in super form of late. They don't have the towering figure of Izzy Goodwin in the box for this delivery, as she's only on the bench, but there are threats in there for London City Lionesses. Pattinson's corner. Oh, it's a good one too. Not cleared. Godfrey! Oh, saved by the goalkeeper and into the side netting. They nearly had a second.
Manchester United are going to have to switch on a little bit. It just looks a little bit lackadaisy defending-wise from them. Corner comes in and Nelson can't clear the ball. Tullis-Joyce gets up well, managed to make herself big, and for the second balls, and it ends up being into the side netting from Francie. But again, another warning sign from Manchester United so early on in this game.
Well, Eder Maestro will be absolutely delighted with this. He has spoken about trying to change the mentality of this team. It's been his key word in many of his interviews recently, about not just thinking it's okay, we're a mid-table team, first promoted season. They have to go into the big games thinking they can beat the big sides.
And so they should, with the amount of experience that they've got within their starting 11, within their bench, within their squad. You know, they've got such quality players and international Champions League experience. So, yeah, they should definitely be aiming to compete as high as they can in the table. It's just how they gel as a side, and, you know, how they can get that style of play to work together and work as a more connected team.
Spurs are one up at Aston Villa, who were beaten heavily by Liverpool last week. Spurs still in the Champions League picture. They're not done in terms of those top three positions. And then later gets it forward. Well, the goal has given the visitors some lift here. Van der Donk. Away by Turner. Kennedy, oh, it's a super ball, Godfrey. Breaks to the edge. Euro has it.
It's a great initial pass from Kennedy out to find Godfrey out on that right-hand side.
Godfrey won't be able to get to this as it's guided out by Gabby George. But if you joined us a few minutes late, you have missed the opening goal scored by Nikita Parris.
Yeah, she does so well, Parris. As Godfrey just takes a look up, and again, she's brave just to beat Millie Turner, get the cross in, and knows that Nikita Parris is going to be on the end of it with a flying, diving header.
Super step over from Freya Godfrey, who says she's trying to perfect one particular move she can always go to, and we've seen it. Think of that goal against City, step over and bang for the goal. She just knew she could get a cross away there.
Yeah, she gets a cross off, and she knows that, you know, she's capable of scoring.
United pressed, United error. Parris, oh, nearly finds Van der Donk.
Yeah, as you're saying, she can score that, you know, that plethora of different types of goals, Godfrey. We've seen her score the winner in the Brighton game as well the other week to put them 2-1 up, and again, that was a counter-attacking goal, and, you know, made a mistake and scored directly by striking at the goalkeeper and catching the two centre-halves off guard. But, you know, that's someone who's got that versatility, and she is an intelligent player as well. You know, for being such a young player, I think her off-the-ball work as well is, you know, second to none.
Yeah, smart move it would appear to have brought her out of her contract from Arsenal. Parris, good running. Just here trying to track Nikita Parris, who's been a major problem so far. Oh, and the strike from Fernandez is not far away from testing the goalkeeper.
Nikita will do this all day long. She will find the spaces and she will run in behind. It's a, you know, a battle for pace between Millie Turner and Nikita Parris, and she plays the ball on the edge. Manages to find Fernandez, who strikes it over the bar. Not sure that was her initial intended pass, but positivity from Fernandez to be so high up the pitch and to get the strike-off goal.
I suppose that's the reward there, Fern, that so many players have made the run. The pass almost didn't have to pick out a play. There were 3 or 4 on the edge of the box there.
Yeah, exactly, and it, you know, it shows the bravery that London City Lionesses have came with today, and they could have a defensive mindset, but they've definitely not done that so far.
Pattinson. Playing like this even without Delphine Cascarino, signed in the winter window. Still a few weeks away after picking up an injury in training. Frustrating because I want to see her out there playing for London City Lionesses. Here's Godfrey. The step overs again. She works the shooting angle. Oh, and she's been doing that week in, week out. She nearly picks out the top corner.
Oh, that was so close from Godfrey. Again, just cutting inside, causing all sorts of problems out there on that right-hand side. Step over, we see it time and time again. Goes with the strike, but didn't connect with it how she'd like, and it drifts far wide. But defensively, she's causing Manchester United all sorts of problems.
Not the last time I think we'll see that step over this afternoon. Millie Turner was panicking, backing away from goal. Under Donk. The press interesting here as well, Fern. This is something you wanted to pick out for today's game.
Yeah, Manchester United are really struggling to play out at the minute from London City Lionesses press, and I did wonder with the way they'd set up with the likes of Francie, Godfrey, Van der Donk, Nikita Parris in that 4 and that block on the front 4, and you know, for me that just spells energy. It spells players that are going to run and they're going to press aggressively, and you know, they're really struggling to play out.
Van der Donk again, wearing number 10, playing in that number 10 position. Well shut down by Miyazawa. They hit Schuler crucially, and this time United do get out. Vangerheim, oh, super pass. Schuler skipping forward, she does have reinforcements arriving. Offloads to Parker, we've barely seen yet. And Nikita Parris was unaware that Nelson was breathing down her neck.
Yeah, they've done themselves really well there, London City Lionesses, just to get themselves back into shape, because it was a fantastic ball originally to put Schuller through from Vangerheim, but then, you know, the play just slows down a little bit and allows them to just get back in numbers.
Letizia. Nice, sustained possession in the opposition half for the first time in a little while here. Lisa Nelson, who comes into the team today from the Atletico game. Turner tries to set away George, but Godfrey will guard that.
Yeah, it's just that quality on that final ball there from Millie Turner. Again, she will do this, she'll drive. You see, just this defence splitting pass there that plays into the feet of Schuller. And she's just waiting for bodies in and around her to catch up with her. But again, by that time, you've waited, and London City have managed to get themselves into shape again. But I think they're potentially going to have to do a little bit more of that and finding the space in behind Manchester United at times, because they are struggling to play out of that aggressive press from London City.
Aston Villa have got themselves level against Spurs, so it's 1-1 in the Midlands. One of 4 kickoffs elsewhere in the Barclays WSL this lunchtime. London City thought they were in for a moment there, but the flag is up. the running of Sani Franci again, the Finnish international striker.
Yeah, it's that experience to know when to run, when to press, when to stop. Because pressing in isolation obviously becomes dangerous because gaps open up, but if she's pressing at the right occasion and she's setting the tempo for the rest of her team, then it becomes really effective.
Good game between Aston Villa and Spurs. Spurs lead for a second time. Villa have fallen away from the European picture in recent matches. 2-1 down now to Martin Ho's side. Arujo. Park. Good challenge, sharp onto it by Yana Fernandez.
Yeah, they just came with that little bit more energy, haven't they? London City today, Manchester United haven't quite started. They haven't quite come out the traps yet. Expect their energy levels to go up at least another 10, 20%.
Bangerheim. Shut down by Patterson and help from the Euro. Against last season's top four, by the way, London City Lionesses have lost all of those games. That's 5 defeats from 5. And of course, Manchester United come under that category. Feels like it would be a statement victory, one of their biggest, surely, in their maiden season.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, I think we've still got a long way to go, of course. But you know, the way they have started this game, you know, it's a real positive start for them.
Going home first time, well cut out by Kennedy. Parris. Yeah, notable chances, a couple for Godfrey, one for Franci, and the goal from Parris. That's why London City Lionesses on top of the midway point of the first half.
Yeah, and even without the possession, if we look at the shots, 4 shots, 2 on target, and obviously they've scored the goal. If we look at the game they played last week against Everton, they've had 17 shots, 4 on target and no goals. So, you know, it's massive difference night and day for them today, and I think that's where they'll have been looking for. In, you know, the early start of the season, they were scoring a lot of goals in, potentially you could say they'll go into a game and they'll score. And they've scored in 8 out of their 9 opening matches. And it was an area where they were falling short over the last couple of games.
Great ball by Kennedy into Gayoro. Godfrey has it here. Trying to weave away from George. Van der Donk. Godfrey. Godfrey tries to deceive George. Puts in a heavy challenge. And Freya Godfrey's down at the moment. Park, no obligation to stop the play, and London City Lionesses have it back anyway. And it looks like they'll put it out perhaps for the injury. Maybe not.
See, Manchester United want to try and get Park on the ball a little bit more, but in finding the spaces, because it seems like every time she does have the ball, she's got 2 or 3 London City players in and around her. So they've obviously targeted her today and not allowing her any time and space on the ball. So Manchester United, instead of trying to find player, potentially trying to find the space instead.
Given away by Nelson. Flick round the corner by Saki Kumagai with real composure, wearing the captain's armband today. Pattinson. Shifted back by Franci. As you go through the names, as London City knock it about, just a reminder of the high caliber and experience of player that they have in their squad.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before, isn't it? When you said, I don't think anyone had seen them coming into this season and potentially, you know, coming in and then going straight back out of it. Definitely not. And I think obviously their aim is just to try and finish as high up as they possibly can this year to put themselves into a good position going into next season. And potentially another busy summer.
Injury here perhaps for Fallon Tullis-Joyce. Has been called into action.
She's such a key player for them as well, Tullis Joyce. This is, you know, we saw the period when she was injured before Christmas and United struggled without her.
So some treatment for the USA international, and both head coaches, unsurprisingly, are using this as a chance to relay instruction.
I don't think London City will have wanted it, to be honest. They were in such a good position, playing so well, obviously so dynamic, have come with a real intent into today's game. It's an opportunity for Mark Skinner to grab his team, maybe some tactical tweaks, some tactical changes, and get them to go up a notch a little bit.
Well, this goal, the difference, scored by Nikita Parris, what, 5-6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and again, it came from London City's press, didn't it, down that right-hand side. They, you know, they were so positive in their press and the way they have been, and then Freya Godfrey with the delivery and Nikita Parris just beating Jade Riviere to it. Tullis Joyce actually had no chance in the goal. There is such point-blank range, but again, like we say, Manchester United just off it a little bit, not defending like we're used to seeing them defend, given that extra yard of space, when normally they would be in the players' faces on the first touch. But again, it's come from losing the ball from their own possession.
Some real experience in that discussion between Linari and Parris, two of the 4 players to come into the starting lineup today for London City. If Mark Skinner and his staff had their players here there for a minute or so, what do you think he would have wanted to say to them there? Where are things not quite working for them right now?
To be honest, I think the main area where it's not working for them is they are trying to obviously play out, and they're trying to play through London City's press. It's whether they do it quicker, concise, more quality on the pass, or whether at times they might just have to think about going over that press and finding the spaces rather than trying to find the feet and the players through the midfield.
Spurs have scored again. They're 3-1 up at Aston Villa. That would be a good response from them as well in the hunt for Champions League football to claim a victory today. Tullis Joyce back to her feet and seemingly okay, the Manchester United goalkeeper.
Yeah, and will we see them go a little bit more on the offensive? Jade Riviere getting a little bit higher. Potentially Gabby George getting higher on that left-hand side as well. We know Manchester United do so well when they have their full-backs joining in. We've not seen that as much today.
Back with the young American goalkeeper. He's determined to stay in possession. Miyazawa. George doesn't quite feed it down the line to Park.
She doesn't, but she takes up a higher starting position at this point. We can see Miyazawa came in to drop and get the ball, and obviously they're encouraging Gabby George to get higher, to receive the ball in a higher starting position. Again, same potentially what they want to be doing on this right-hand side with Riviere as well.
Parris and Patterson sort that out defensively for the visitors from the capital. And Turner will actually take over responsibility here. Just slightly behind George. The 3 league wins in a row. They've also beaten Burnley in the FA Cup, Arsenal in the League Cup semi-final ahead of their first ever final, and the aforementioned win over Atletico in the week, with Turland, Mallar and Zigiotti amongst the scorers.
Yeah, we're not even talking about those 2 players as well because they're not on the pitch today. Sorry, 3 players, because they're actually such important players into the side today, obviously. Now Jess Park finding that bit of space.
This is what she wants. These are the kind of runs she produces. Oh, what a strike! She's barely had a touch and then produces a piece of magic. Another solo stunner from Jess Park of Manchester United.
We said, didn't we, just how how dangerous Jess Park can be when she can get on the ball and she can find that bit of space. Millie Turner does so well to find her, but Jess Park makes this all herself. It's that individual brilliance. She knows she's only got one thought in her mind, and that's to strike it in the bottom corner. Past Lete in the London City Lionesses goal. That pace on it. She only has one thought. She looks up and she sees the strike. It's an individual goal, individual brilliance, and that's what you need from someone like that to get your team back in the game.
Perhaps City. She's actually given away a free kick here. Or perhaps that little break in play did help United settle down and readjust.
Settle down, readjust, and also that mentality, like, you haven't actually taken the game to London City Lionesses yet, and look what they can do when, you know, when they do that with a bit of positivity and bravery going forward. And sometimes it just takes one play to United. Now they've managed to turn things around. It's an opportunity for them to get back into the game, but London City are going to have to really be switched on defensively.
Jade Riviere on the throw-in. And ambitions to try and hit Schuler at the byline. Comes up short, but Vangerheim will jab it forward in Schuler's direction. Well, why not have another look at this effort? And you said rather than pick out Jess Park to her feet, look for the space, and they found that.
Yeah, and she manages to just step onto the ball. Instead of waiting it to come to her, she steps onto the ball and makes that change and makes the difference herself. And again, they allow her too much space and time on the edge of the box to be able to get that strike off. But you can see what it means to her in the side. They know they've not started this game the way they should, but they've well and truly got themselves back into it now.
Francie trying to drive the visitors upfield after that 5-6 minute spell of United pressure, but they look a little sharper now. Awkward one for the keeper. Yes, beaten by Everton last week, but they gave Manchester City a real fright in Bromley a couple of weeks back. Godfrey just drives it. In from Godfrey, off, and nearly picks out Francie.
Just looks a little bit shaky at times at the back from Manchester United. See, the ball's not quite cleared away. Godfrey's full of confidence, so much positivity. I think she's trying to hit Francie there at the back post and can't quite do it on that occasion. Been so impressed with her though in this first opening half an hour of the game. She's been so brave down that right-hand side and causing Gabby George real difficulty when she's trying to play out and trying to link up with the midfield.
From Serena Wiedmann's point of view, Jess Park and Freya Godfrey looking so positive can only be a good thing for her in England.
Yeah, it's like we said at the start, wasn't it? Opportunities to put themselves in that shot window, in themselves a place in the upcoming fixtures before the announcement this week.
Super pass from technically brilliant Miyazawa. Vangerheim tries to get beyond Patterson. Back with Poppy Patterson. Another one of the 16 recruits that London City brought in the summer. Former England youth international side from Brighton. Parris, good header onto Francie. Zawa stays composed. Well, Nelson stumbles on the ball. And they might be in here. Van der Donk, good ball, Francie. And it's going to be a corner.
Millie Turner's obviously played it in here. Nelson just stumbled on the ball. As Kumagai does well to to find Van der Donk out on this right-hand side, and it's again another last-ditch tackle from Millie Turner. That was an opportunity where there wasn't even that much pressure on her. I think she's just slipped on the ball and is almost expecting someone to be on her back shoulder because of how tight they've been within this opening first 35.
So can London City ultimately punish the error? Patterson's cross is punched by Tullis Joyce, although there was no player in white and purple behind her.
A laugh from Nikita Parris there, but didn't look like there was much in it, but the referee's obviously seen something that he's not happy with and given the foul.
Did seem generous on...
wasn't much in that at all,
no,
was there?
No. United will take it. Here's Turner. Tissier. Lean into Van der Donk to win that free kick.
I think she knew the pressure was coming there, didn't she, Millie Turner? But it's almost like Manchester United at the back are causing themselves their own problems at times.
Shifted back to Miyazawa. George Park tries to use her momentum again to skip away from Fernandez. Still going here, Jess Park. And Ana Fernandez managed to recover her position.
Fernandez did well on that occasion, just to stand up to the pressure of Park and not allow that time and space like was done so on the goal.
These first 2 or 3 yards, Jess Park can pick up pace so quickly, can't she, against her defender. Parris. Kumagai.
Yeah, you're right, you can, Jess Park. It's like that turn of pace that you get tight to her and it's almost like she can skip past you if you get too tight. So you've almost got to be able to, as a defender, be able to slow down at times and be able to put the brakes on to get yourself into a good shape and body position to defend the run.
Kennedy. Riviere goes sliding through Pattinson, trying to get to the ball.
You wonder if the frustrations are setting in there from Riviere. Doesn't take much of the ball with her.
So the yellow card is out. And not ideal, really, for Riviere, not only because Patterson's getting 4 from left back, but Nikita Parris is playing out on that side today. Patterson's back to her feet anyway. Fernandez. Pops it onto the chest of Godfrey. Well, that one for Park, not quite. Fernandez tidies up.
Not quite, but that was better from Gabby George out on that left-hand side to apply that initial pressure straight onto Godfrey and not give her any time and space to turn when she gets the ball.
Bobbled up in front of Poppy Pattinson. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt that it bobbled.
Yeah, not the intended way she wanted to connect with that, but you can see what London City are trying to do when they do get the ball into their centre halves. They want to play through the thirds and go direct into the midfield and play those positive passes.
Up by Wujo. Vangahan trying to get there first. She can't quite. That was brave defending from Linari. Kennedy, in fact. The one getting stuck in and making her voice heard.
Getting stuck in and definitely not happy about that. She's obviously won the first one, expecting someone to be there for the second balls and not had too much to do within this last 5 minutes. So really important that obviously when called upon can stay switched on and alert.
Yes, throw is good. Prodded back towards goal and Park turns. Oh, was she caught as she went for the shot? Well, I thought she might have been for a moment. Park's down in a heap. As she was swinging for it, was she illegally challenged?
Yeah, really difficult to see on first instance. Obviously, the referee's saying no and hasn't given anything. And as we see it again as it comes in here. Looked like potentially a little bit of contact as she's maybe gone to unleash the ball. Clip the back of her heel potentially. It's a really, really difficult one. If you look at where the referee was, potentially was at a difficult angle for him to see.
Well, in fairness, there were no other major appeals from the Manchester United players from what we saw for a penalty.
It didn't look like enough contact for me to be able to give a penalty.
Well protected out by Saki Komagai, the Japanese international, now 35 years of age. One of the star names signed when the team was in what is now WSL 2. Parris loses out to Riviere. Should be glad for the throw-in.
Yeah, and again, another opportunity for Manchester United just to get the players that little bit higher up the pitch.
Shifted on by Miyazawa. Turner. Back by Park. Ball on to Awujo, and the goalkeeper will come flying off of her line. And Lete does well. Chelsea hoping to go above Manchester United in the table today, lead in-form Liverpool by a 1-0. Parris. It's another foul on Nikita Parris. Tissio came out. She looks in real discomfort here.
She does look to be in some pain.
And this is worrying for London City Lionesses.
Yeah, well, she's been one of their better players, Nikita Parris. Again, didn't look like there was too much contact in there, but I'm not sure if it's... Whatever it is, it's caused her quite a lot of pain and she's really not happy.
Well, Nikita Parris will likely need treatment here. Might have just been caught by studs down the ankle or something that we couldn't quite pick up on the replays.
And she's been one of their better players in this first half as well.
Okay, we hear there's going to be 5 added minutes at the end of the first half, but while Nikita Parris is treated, let's remind ourselves of how she opened the scoring early in the game.
Yeah, she came across it, didn't she, with a fantastic header. Did so well, first 5 minutes, obviously catching them off guard, and then you see Jess Park here, a moment of individual brilliance, bottom corner strike, and showing that real leadership and, you know, why she's leading for goal contributions and goal involvements this season. She really is such a key player for Manchester United.
Her first goal since the win at Aston Villa, when she managed to glide her way through their team before burying the ball into the back of the net at Villa Park.
Yeah, I saw it described as dancing footwork, wasn't it?
It was dancing. She skipped away from London City players this time to bury that equaliser. And we talk of a game of two halves. It's been a half of two halves in a way, would you say, Fern? United, following the injury to the keeper and the rally from Mark Skinner, they seem to have adjusted well, United.
Yeah, I think they've adjusted well, and they have got themselves back into the game. I think I'd still like to see more from them. It's took that moment of brilliance from Jess Park to get her side back into it. But if you look at, they've still only had 2 shots on goal and 1 on target. So for me, that's uncharacteristic of Manchester United when they're talking about being so dominant in the opposition's boxes and, you know, being so ruthless. I'm not seeing as much of that today.
Parris is waiting to come back on. And a reminder for all the changes United have made, Zigiotti and Turland are on the bench today. So Parris, a European champion with Serena Wiegmann back in 2022, up in the stands today. Waiting to come back on. Pulled out the air by Gabby George, but Godfrey was onto her.
Yeah, that lofted, floated ball over into Gabby George. Understand what Letizia is trying to do in terms of spreading the play and finding your opposite full-back, but the pace of it just allowed Godfrey to get there on her first touch.
Riviere set away. And knocked off the field of play in the end by Pattinson.
Just a direct ball in from Maya Letizia and contact from Patterson, which obviously Riviere is not too pleased about.
Yeah, asking the referee, did you see that with the old eyes, fingers to the eye gesture?
Yeah, it's body contact for me. It's nothing more, if anything.
Jed Riviere has won a free kick this time.
Yeah, she's all over her, Francie, on that one. She's got hold of her shirt on that occasion, so that time, justified.
Some late defending in the half for the visitors. George and Letizia over this. It's hung up. The header is dealt with by Van der Donk to an extent. Wucho will protect this behind, and Manchester United will end the half with a corner.
Yeah, half dealt with, really, wasn't it? It's not really cleared as far as they would like, and a corner at a really dangerous point in the first half.
Cecier and flick towards goal. It's easy for later. Goal aside, hasn't really had to do anything.
No, she hasn't. They've not troubled her too much in the goal at all. Obviously with the goal from Park, but again, that was something potentially she couldn't do much about. Other than that, Manchester United haven't really made her work today.
So, Fern William, your thoughts on the first half so far in Lee?
Do you know what? I think what you said before was completely right in terms of a half of two halves. I think Manchester United have got themselves back into the game, but we're still not seeing that quality through the thirds, what we're used to seeing from them. And I think London City Lionesses have started off really positively. You know, the way they're pressing is a bit different to how we're used to seeing them pressing, and maybe operate that, you know, that lower mid block a little bit. They are pressing with aggression and they're on the front foot. So, you know, really entertaining kind of first half, but probably the scoreline's about right.
Shula battling, claimed she was being held. We've had the 5 minutes allocated at the end of the half. Turner. So United will be allowed to try and build one more attack, and Riviere has been set down the right. But Patterson deals with her once again.
Yeah, Patterson's done really well down this left-hand side, just to kind of stem anything that comes through Jade Riviere and anything she's trying to do. Manchester United are at their best when, you know, their full-backs are really engaged and are really dangerous and getting crosses in. But she's not allowing her to do that. Poppy Patterson down this left-hand side is really positive from her.
Up in the air by Miyazawa. Tullis Joyce Oh, with an awkward touch that gives it to Nikita Parris. And what a chance it is right on half-time for Parris to score again.
I'm not sure that Nikita Parris will get a better chance than that. The other one, obviously, was a fantastic finish from her early in the air, but I said before, it looks like if they're going to score, Manchester United are going to be the causer of their own downfall, and on that occasion it was Tullis Joyce and a real lack of quality from her, and again it looked shaky when she got the ball.
Well, a late scare in the half for Manchester United as Nikita Parris nearly gets a second goal of the game, having headed the visitors in front early in the match. Jess Park with the stellar equalizer, though. And the game is back underway, and further chance for United to kind of recalibrate Fernwheeling after a tricky opening 25 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I think just getting some messages together after their first half in terms of the way they performed, and maybe just trying to step that intensity up a little bit, and, you know, lacking in quality at times with that final pass.
Well, on the ball now is Giulia Zighiotti. So Zighiotti is on. Awujo and George have made way. Lungfist is also into the action here, so changes in midfield and at fullback for Manchester United, and you had the feeling they would look to strengthen at some point in the second half, but Mark Skinner goes at half-time.
Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised about that, to be honest. Zighiotti was just going to bring a lot more energy into that midfield, a lot more quality, you know, when they do have that ball, and then obviously defensively as well. Out of possession, she's going to be that player that you can kind of rely on a little bit to break up the play quite a lot. And then just in this full-back area, they were struggling at times up and against Godfrey and Fernandez down this right-hand side. So it's an area that these identified and made the changes.
Cut out by Riviere. A reminder she's on a yellow card, and a reminder as well that Manchester United are without Melvin Malar. She's not on the bench due to picking up an illness after the first leg of the Atletico game, where she was the game's outstanding player, although Mark Skinner expects the French international forward to be back for the second leg of that Champions League tie.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a key player to them, isn't she? And obviously this one here as well, Zighiotti. You see her kind of bring herself back into the game, but she just kind of links that play between Manchester United through the thirds as well, and can find the space.
Hannah Lungfist has come on, versatile fullback, and having replaced Gabby George, she's out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and she's a player that can score goals. Lungfist as well, from the back as well. She will look to join in. She scored on her debut for Manchester United a couple of weeks ago, so I think that's potentially, you know, an area where they can bring her on defensively, but also offensively for them as well, to take the game to London City.
I suppose you look at those changes and the fact United have got a bit of a thin bench, and you realise how important it was for Mark Skinner to bring in 3 new players, all on the pitch now with Lungfist on and Vangerheim and Schüller having started the match.
Yeah, around 3 quality players as well. It's not like they've done the recruitment in the January, they've panicked and they've just gone and got anyone just to add numbers into the squad. These are, 3 top quality signings that have made an impact straight away coming into the side, and we've seen what they're capable of in such a short space of time, and that's not easy to do.
Park, United pick it up. Schüller shifts it. Vangerheim. Zighiotti was on the edge. They've given her goal-scoring streak. She would have fancied a shot there. Riviere. Oh, and a miscommunication. Miyazawa uncharacteristically not on the same wavelength. Francie waits for reinforcements to arrive. Parris looks offside, but she isn't.
Yeah, Miyazawa recovered well there after giving the ball away uncharacteristically from her as well.
London City Lionesses, as they were at the start of the game. Pattinson trying to take on Letitia. Pattinson. Riviere does get her body in the way of it and will try and spin away from Van der Donk. Schuler. Super piece of play, and then too heavy. The first touch was outstanding, the third less so.
I was just about to say, after such an exquisite first touch, taking it away from the defender, it was quality from here. You can see what she does here. Just uses her body, first touch away, and then this big touch. She'll be disappointed with that one.
Parris. Hung over the top for Fernandez. And it is a foul on Lungfist.
Yeah, this will be another good battle out on this left-hand side here with Lungfist. Complaining about the original coming off her arm, not too much she can do about it.
Riviere. Wangerheim runs and dealt with well by Linari. A reminder, she was a late call-up into the team, the Italian national team captain, after an injury in the warm-up to Wessa Sangare.
She's not had massive amounts to do, really, after being brought in today. You expect Manchester United to have made her work that bit more.
Turner was up, and it did look like a push from the Manchester United centre-back.
It's obviously one from the training ground now. I think that's the third time we've seen them try and do that down that right-hand side with Riviere with the long throw-in, trying to find Millie Turner for the flick on, and it's not quite paid off yet.
Lunari, well headed away by Letitia. Here's Nelson. Well, one back by United. Oh, super touch from Miyazawa, who makes space that wasn't there before.
Yeah, she just needed to do that, didn't she? She's now opened up so much space and switched the play down this left-hand side. Again, Fernandez doing well, though, not to give Jess Park any time and space when she does get the ball.
At one moment, she did lose her. They were punished. It's in towards Schuler. Park round the back, but Fernandez can help guide that behind.
A little bit deep with the free kick, not the free kick, with the long ball over there from Riviere out on that right-hand side. But, you know, I don't mind this, to be honest. It's a little bit more positive from Manchester United. Everything's been a little bit reserved so far.
Belted away by later. Francie will apply the pressure to Tallis Joyce, who did have a few nervy moments in possession in that first half in front of what was at kickoff a change back line.
Yeah, you just wonder whether the change in the personnel in front of her, you know, she's got quality players in front of her, but sometimes even that change in personnel can just make you, you know, a little bit more nervous in terms of maybe is she playing out from the back but not knowing what players in front of her are going to do with the ball. Especially towards that, you know, the end of that first half, when the ball's coming back to her, it just looks a little bit shaky at times.
Pattinson. Gets help from Van der Donk. Kumagai has shifted that onto Fernandez, who had a first half attempt just over the top of the bar. Godfrey had a couple of shots at the United goal. So up against a new challenge in Hannah Lungfist.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this one pans out. Lungfist versus Godfrey down this left-hand side. Originally getting a little bit too much time and space, but Lungfist defending really well with the 1v1 there.
Did threaten from these a couple of times in the first half as well, London City Lionesses. Patterson absolutely thumps that towards the near post and redirect it back towards goal, and it's hurried away by Letitia. Out by Miyazawa.
Yeah, May Letitia it was, I think, with the last ditch, saving them at the near post here. It was the ball in from Pattinson, aiming again at that near post. They managing to get it away on that occasion, Manchester United.
Kumagai lays it off. Gayoro. Happy to set it back to Linari. Going back to United, who can move now in transition. Oh, it's a great challenge. Van der Donk was actually one of the group that was working that ball. She fought back to win it back.
Yeah, and they're going to need more of that, London City Lionesses as well. You can see she's going to go again here. Just getting herself in those areas to make it difficult and condense the spaces for Manchester United when they do win the ball.
Euros caught, so London City have a free kick, and she looks to be in a bit of pain.
Yeah, just a coming together there of Vongaheim and Gayoro. Vongaheim late with the challenge.
Haven't been too bad away from home this season, London City Lionesses, on their maiden Barclays WSL campaign. 3 of their 6 wins have come on the road, including that recent victory away at Brighton. Kennedy. A point into the channel for Godfrey, and she understood the mission as she takes on Lungfist again. Godfrey still going, hangs one up, Miyazawa away, and Zigiotti's been caught.
I do think that is potentially something that we might see a little bit more of in this second half. London City looking to go long early into the channels. Again, Godfrey up against Lungfist with a different challenge. Man United equal to it, and Kumagai late there. I would say with London City, that's not the first time they've done that from the back and looked to catch Manchester United off guard direct.
Turner. Moved on by Letitia. City Lionesses were so effective with their first half press, creating chances. On the corner by Zigiotti. Park in field. Trying to bend the ball out to Vangerheim. Getting word that Dominic Janssen might be coming on shortly for United.
That was what's Millie Turner's first start since September, so I wouldn't expect her to be able to play the whole game in the centre of the park, and obviously bringing Janssen on with that experience and being part of the side that has been so dominant of late.
That's the expected change. Lungfist forward. Lungfist with the throw in again. Player who adds quality and energy since her move from San Diego Wave, a starter at the latest European Championships for Sweden. Parris trying to get involved really for the first time in the half. Godfrey. Letizia done well, but so's Parris. Godfrey. Park. Shut down by Kennedy. Godfrey again. Fernandez with the tackle. Good fight from both teams.
Yeah, and if there is a player that's involved in most of it, it's Godfrey down this right-hand side, isn't it? And Nikita Parris just trying to come alive around this 60-minute mark. She's done so well so far. But again, it's a real good battle, and obviously it's a real kind of mix from both sides, I would say, in terms of that quality. And just those 1v1 battles all across the park, it probably will come down to who wants it more in this game.
Also looks like Izzy Goodwin and Kosovar Aslani are set to come on next for London City Lionesses. So they're going to freshen up the attack. Booming ball forward by Turner, right on the money for Riviere. Schuler. Gayoro. Clip forward to Parris. Between the lines here, Nikita Parris. Francie. Some work to do up against perhaps a tiring Turner. Oh, lovely little reverse ball. And Gayoro got into a fabulous position.
I was about to say, that's a player that I don't think we spoke about enough today. I think she's actually been fantastic in just breaking up the play and breaking up everything Manchester United has to offer. And then on that occasion, providing the attacking force down that left-hand side as well. I think she's been quality.
So a couple of forward options set to come on here, Goodwin and Aslani, but not before the London City corner. Coming into this game, they had the highest proportion of their goals from set pieces of any side in the Barclays WSL. Godfrey lays it. Oh, they've worked it to Pattinson. Kumagai couldn't quite get there, and the training ground routine nearly pays off.
It did. That was a really, really well-worked corner. And, you can say they don't score from set pieces for nothing. It's something they obviously work on a lot. Didn't quite make it work there with Pattinson, but, the idea, you could see the intent behind it.
Into the channel. Look at Fernandez, forward from right back, a bundle of energy, the Spanish international. Forces the loose kick, another loose kick from the goalkeeper, and she's still forward. Oh, and Parris was trying to break into the box. Has the referee spotted something? Roll of the eyes from Tolles Joyce. Well, I wondered for a moment if there was a foul on Nikita Parris, but it's a foul by her.
Yeah, you can see Millie Turner, he's not happy with that. She's telling her to get off. I think she just uses her body in there. Again, that uncertainty though for me, if the ball comes back to Tolles Joyce, it's a bit uncharacteristic of her, not something we're used to seeing. Trying to play out and the quality's not there.
So as expected, Millie Turner making her first start since the reverse of this game back in September, where she picked up a knee injury. Comes off for Dominic Janssen. And the changes for London City Lionesses. Daniela van der Donk, we know, is just still coming back from that serious knee injury. So she's withdrawn for Aslani. And Izzy Goodwin, I suspect, replaces Francie up front here, Fern.
Yeah, and Goodwin provides that real kind of target player, that outlet for London City Lionesses, especially with the way we've seen them adopt the last 20 minutes in terms of them going long. Potentially they're going to look to try and find her feet, and she is someone that can be so dangerous and clinical in front of goal. She's a really key player for London City Lionesses.
Crucial last season in the promotion season, scoring 16 goals in 18 games in the second tier, as London City Lionesses earn themselves promotion to the Barclays WSL for the first time. And it's a foul by Poppy Pattinson, who's had a real head-to-head with Riviere, and now they're both going to be playing on yellow cards.
Seeing a few late challenges just creep in now as we're coming towards the latter stages of this half. See Aslani getting herself involved straight away as well. Sigiotti with the initial ball. Again, it's another one of them where there doesn't look to be too much in it for me.
If memory serves me right, Riviere got a yellow for doing basically that challenge on Patterson in the first half, and now there's the reverse of that in the second. Mark Skinner said it was a professional win in the week at Atletico, exactly as he saw it. Was also delighted with the travelling support you likely saw in Madrid, despite the not best weather conditions. There's some concern here for Jade Riviere. Well, while we wait to see if the Canadian international is able to continue, and they don't really have the options on the bench to replace her, a reminder of how this has unfolded so far, Fern.
Yeah, it was a quality early goal within the first 5 minutes from Nikita Parris, but then Jess Park with the reply, drifting inside, no one marking her, takes it on her own. It's a fantastic strike. Obviously gets herself back into the side as to the 1-1 where we are at this moment in time.
Well, on the bench today, Manchester United have a couple of goalkeepers, then striker Elizabeth Turland, and another versatile forward in 16-year-old Leah Drury. Other than that, hard to know exactly what they do here if Riviere has to come off.
Yeah, the bench is looking thin today, as we saw at the start. As you say, some illnesses, and then that injury to Sandberg in the week. Hopefully not one that keeps her out for too long. She's such a key player to this side, especially in the run of games that they've got coming up, like you said before, in terms of Champions League and FA Cup as well.
They're certainly without a number of attacking options as well, aren't they, at the moment, Manchester United, because Leah Galton's out, Fidelina Rolfo is out with a knock she picked up in the Leicester game. No Celine Bizet at the moment, and then Ella Toon, who's been out with a hip problem, said a couple of weeks ago that she doesn't know when she'll be back available for Mark Skinner. Says it's a difficult injury to rehab, having to do a lot of swimming, the England international, to stay fit, and having scans too. So with more busy fixtures to come, look how upset Jade Riviere is here. Yeah, United looking a little stretched again.
Yeah, as you say, we've talked about so much over the last couple of weeks, the importance of United's squad depth and signing those players and just what that's brought to the side, but then picking up injuries as well. It's key that they are here to be able to do that, but obviously Mark Skinner will want a full complement of players to be able to choose from and getting those players back as quickly as possible.
Fernandez, passes loose. Zigiotti. Nelson. Leah Drury is going to come on very shortly, we understand. We've been told that Riviere's actually headed down the tunnel. So Leila Drury, who's been coming on for minutes at the age of 16, is now going to have to play a vital role for United in what remains of this game. Down by Nelson. Flicks it back in the direction of Zigiotti. Won't quite run to a player in red. It's on by Parris, and here's Asllani trying to show her experience and quality. Just too much on that for Goodwin. Kind of hurried the pass away.
Yeah, hurried the pass away, and obviously just didn't really give Goodwin anything to do with that ball. Made it the tall order for her to try and get on the end of that.
Pattinson. Asllani in that number 10 position again. Yeah, so Drury's set to come on very shortly.
You'd expect the longer this goes on as well for And while they've got Elizabeth Taylor sat on the bench, she's a player that we know can come on and score goals, and potentially not wanting to maybe have to use her with the amount of games coming up. But the longer it stays 1-1, they're potentially going to have to see her introduction as well at some point.
So Aston Villa have pulled one back on Spurs, 3-2 the Spurs lead. Looks like they've rejigged defensively a little bit, United. Here's Miyazawa, so it's back in with Turner. Lungfist, good turn, and foul by Fernandez.
They're just getting in the faces of the Manchester United players, aren't they, when they get on the ball?
Well, here is 16-year-old Layla Drury, the youngest player and goal scorer in Manchester United's history. After that strike in the FA Cup against Burnley.
I think it's really positive to see, young players coming on, getting their moment. Obviously Welsh Youth International as well, so she's got experience in that area. Coming into a really difficult game at a difficult period as well, because they're obviously needing the points as to where they are in the table, Manchester United.
So Drury into the attack. Flangenheim already came off the pitch a few moments ago for Dominic Janssen. Letitia cuts through the ball, and there are a pack of players, including Drury, who is a towering figure up there.
Yeah, direct ball in from Manchester United. Drury managing to just get on the end of it, and then Schuller can't quite make the most of that one at the back post.
Well, what a moment for her again. Says the senior players have been great to her, showing the love in training, and great faith from Mark Skinner to throw her on here.
Yeah, definitely, and it's obviously, that competition for places is high at Manchester United, so she's obviously doing something right within the training ground.
And here she is. Drury rolls it. Oh, it's a good ball as well into Schuller. Retrieved by Ziggiotti. Turner. Letitia. Good feet from Park. Gayoro, well, you mentioned it, shutting down things again, Fern.
Yeah, Gayoro just doing really well again, not to give Jess Park any time or space on the ball, especially we saw her head down there. She was about to go into another burst, and like the goal that she scored in the first half, but Gayoro doing really well.
Not that we want you to turn away from our action here, but what a game at Villa Park. Aston Villa 2, Spurs 4. Reinho's side getting another. This would be some response after that defeat at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at the hands of Chelsea. There's a ball to no one in particular there for United.
Yeah, it's just not clicking for United today. You see May Letitia looking for that option in behind, and potentially there was a little bit of space, but there's no one making the run, so the ball isn't on. So don't play the ball, you've got to find another option and recycle and bring your other players into action.
Ball up towards Parris. If you're London City Lionesses here, Fern, are you thinking, we know that United have had a draining game on a difficult pitch on Thursday, they've got injuries, that there's an opportunity here for Erdemeister to claim that statement win as the new boss?
Yeah, potentially, and I think you see that with the changes he's just made. Like, they're not defensively minded changes, bringing Aslani in, bringing Goodwin in. They're attacking minded changes to say to your side, look, we're being positive, and we've still got a goal within this game, and we want to go and win it.
Spurs women have scored again. 5-2 up on Aston Villa. Applying the pressure in the Champions League places against Spurs. Parris. Chopped down by Ziggiotti. Nikita Parris making the point, that should be a yellow card, and the referee goes, actually, yeah, I'll give that, so it's a yellow card for Giulia Ziggiotti.
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing there. Nikita Parris just got the wrong side of her. Pulling her back. Yellow card. Justified.
So the Sweden international booked. Long discussions on the touchline. Becky Langley, who's joined the staff as well, amongst those in discussion with Edda Maestra, but the changes are coming now. Looks like we're going to see a double change, perhaps. We'll wait and see what they're up to here, London City, as the ball drifts beyond everybody. It's another one, a bit aimless up to Izzy Goodwin.
You just find that quality from both sides, especially in the second half, is lacking and has been few and far between. Not really taking care with their passes. And as you say, a few aimless balls.
Yeah, well, it's no surprise, in fact, that Julia Rodar is set to come on. We saw her in long discussions there, didn't we, with Edda Maestra about what might be needed out there in the closing stages. And Lou Marchetto set to come on for her London City Lionesses debut after a winter move from Spain.
So that's the experience and quality that they can bring in off the bench, London City Lionesses as well, and potentially just to try and ride this game out with the point, but potentially more. But definitely they'll be looking to at least take this point from this game.
Drop back to Fernandez, in towards Parris, on by Park. Gayoro. And Schuler pressing with real intensity, later belted away. United, in truth, haven't created too much today, have they?
No, you thought it might change coming into the second half, and you know the changes they made, but again, still only 3 shots and 1 on target. It's not the United we're used to seeing of late, and as you say, potentially that hangover from Champions League, heavy pitch.
Gayoro booked for that, by the way, the foul on Zigiotti. And has been getting stuck in this afternoon, so has to be a little bit more careful now into the final 13 minutes plus. And we've had a couple of injuries, haven't we? So I feel like there's going to be a big chunk of added time at the end of the 90. Here looking to hang this one into the middle again for Manchester United. The second top scorers behind City in the Barclays WSL this season. And the fans making the referee aware that Freya Godfrey is not the required distance. Kind of been hanging these up a little bit, hasn't she, Letitia, so far in this game? This one is swung in. Zigiotti's there. Oh, and what a header! And it's Turner who turns it in. What a moment for the defender. Back in the starting 11 and scoring to give Manchester United the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, it's come from this dead ball situation from Millie Turner. Turner the first to react inside the box. And see where she's just waiting for it, keeping no chance. And you can see what it means after being out so long with injury and how happy her teammates are for her. And it's come down to a dead ball situation. And instead of that hung up ball in the air from Millie Turner, it was drilled in on that occasion, which made it that little bit more difficult for London City Lionesses to defend, but they'll be disappointed with the manner in the way they which conceded here.
It's her first goal in the Barclays WSL since the 23-24 season. Her first start since playing against London City Lionesses and getting injured earlier on in the campaign. The changes they were planning to make are now being made by London City. So Julia Roda's on here, the midfielder. What does she bring, having replaced Gayoro into the final stages here, Fern?
Yeah, I think they would have liked to have got her on, obviously, before the goal, to be honest. She's an experienced midfielder. She is that leader for the side. She helped win them promotion into the WSL this season. And, you know, she's played in many leagues over across the NWSL. And I think she's a player that, you know, will bring that kind of maturity, composure, and potentially would have ridden out the game for them had she come on sooner.
Lungfist. So Manchester United right now headed for a 4th win in a row. And if they can grind this up for a 2-1 victory, I'm sure Mark Skinner, given the rigours of the fixture schedule at the moment, will be over the moon.
Yeah, definitely, and, you know, all credit there for Millie Turner still being on the pitch. I spoke about it before, and maybe whether there was a doubt that she was going to be able to play the whole game after being out so long with injury, but you know, she's done exactly that and showed just how hard she's been working week in, week out, while she's been injured, to get herself in this position where she can come on, last the whole game, play the 90. And we spoke about how dangerous she can be from set pieces earlier on in the game, and she's done just that and got herself her side back into the game in a game where chances were few and far between for Manchester United today.
Skinner checking in with his captain. Malou Marchetto is on as well for her London City Lionesses debut, wearing number 30.
Yeah, and again, we'll see the goal here. Millie Turner, you can see she's gone to drive that one in a little bit, just to cause a little bit of chaos, a little bit of confusion inside the box in the area. And Millie Turner doing so well to get herself on the end of it.
A huge smile, a roar too. Manchester United leading and holding on to 2nd spot now as things stand above Chelsea. And looking for that cushion. Beat Liverpool 3-1 in their last home league game. Hung out to the edge. Oh, Turner's there again. Drury, good turn. Jess Park, encouraged to shoot. It doesn't quite pop to a player in red. But Manchester United want another here.
Yeah, they've come alive since the goal a little bit, last 10 minutes. Potentially what we would have wanted to see from throughout the game, but they won't care if it keeps them obviously in the lead and pushing on towards the goal. I think it was Millie Turner on that occasion off the corner, connecting with it really well on the volley and just defending. London City did well to clear it in the end.
Here are the 2 centre-backs that linked up for the goal. They made it 2-1 United for all the attacking talent they've got on the books this season.
Yeah, but sometimes you need that, and you know, Millie Turner, your captain as well, just to recognise that.
Vincent as well, getting forward from left-back as she's having to play at the moment. Godfrey. Oh, great touch. Can't quite get around Turner too. More goals, why not? Aston Villa 3, Spurs 5.
I don't think anyone would have predicted that one.
Spurs closing in on a win that would help keep pace with the Champions League chasers. In fact, set to go level on points with Arsenal, who would have 2 games in hand because their game with Brighton later on today has been called off. Aslani breaks, and the substitute making her debut here, Malou Marchetto, nearly gets. Oh, Spurs have scored again. Yep, so 6. So Aston Villa 3, Spurs 6.
Don't look away.
Yeah. Perhaps no surprise here. 4th league appearance of the season for Millie Turner. She's cramping up, Fern.
Yeah, not at all. She's put in some shift today. And obviously put her side in the match-winning position. You can expect after being out so long with injury. Cramp's never nice, but she'll get herself back up and get in it.
Aslani. Drury. Well, they'll get a corner here, just couldn't quite trap it underneath her studs.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed to concede a corner in this area in that manner as well.
Haven't been able to fashion chances with the same frequency, have they, in the second half here, London City?
No, and they've not found as much space as they have in those wide areas like they did in the first half.
And it's a super claim from Tullis Joyce.
Yeah, for all the doubt that potentially there has been as the balls comes back and the shakiness at the feet, you know, there was no doubt there that she was going to come and claim that ball, and that's so important as a defender to know that your goalkeeper will come and pretty much take everything in the air from a corner.
OK, there's been a 10th at Villa Park and a 7th for Tottenham. So Aston Villa 3, Spurs 7. Well, look, you may have been tempted to switch over to that game if you're a neutral, but we've got more in the balance here, haven't we? Spurs have won that. London City is still very much in this. I'm sure she picked the right game, Serena Wiegmann. She's seen 2 of her players, 3 of them, in fact, really star in this one.
Yeah, she's definitely not picked the one where the amount of goals is in, but you know, she's had the opportunity to see some real quality from players like Godfrey and Park, with those moments of individuality, but also, you know, what they bring to their side as well as a whole.
Just jabbed out of play by Pattinson. Well, Yana Fernandez has got so much energy, even sprints right off the pitch here to make way for Taya Goldie. So they throw on a centre-back. I wonder if we're going to see a system change. Certainly more height in there now for the visitors.
Yeah, I thought Fernandez played really, really well today. I thought she put in a really good shift. As you say, somehow she's still got running an energy in her as she's running off the pitch, but a little bit of organisation within the back now for London City.
Janssen. So pops it down the line to Izzy Goodwin. They haven't really played to her strength so far, have they? The striker who's come on.
No, she's not really been in it since she's come on. They've not really managed to find her feet, or if they have tried to find her in behind, the quality hasn't been there with the pass.
Pump forward down the line, and something further for Goodwin to chase to make life difficult for the Tissier, and it'll at least get London City up the pitch.
Yeah, get them in an area where they can try and cause Manchester United some problems, especially with the height they've got.
Aslani, Zugiotti. We'll leave it now for Lungfist. More than 3,700 in attendance today at the Progress with Unity Stadium. As things stand, London City Lionesses will have an additional 6 minutes to play with here to try and get their equaliser. It's short from Kennedy.
Yeah, but with those 6 minutes, they're going to have to be a little bit more cleverer with the passes and more quality on the ball than that. When they do have the possession, it's about taking care of the ball.
Schuller doesn't get the free kick. It looks like her wait for a first Barclays WSL goal with United might have to go on a little bit. Come on, guy. Goldie. Godfrey. Janssen super tight to her, just breezes around the left back. Godfrey still going. Oh, she did brilliantly. She did brilliantly to carve out that opening for a teammate.
Yeah, she does so well, and it's again those glimpses we've seen from her in the first half. Now in the second, Janssen getting too tight, Godfrey just skipping round her, and she does so well to get the ball in the box. She can't quite get on the end of it, Marchetto.
Godfrey has been excellent. Called up in November by Serena Wiegmann to the England camp. She brings something different, in the manager's words. Kumagai, Godfrey. Can't find Aslani. Confirmation of the 6 additional minutes here.
Yeah, there's still time for London City Lionesses to get themselves back into this game. They've shown flashes on occasions where they can do that.
Linari. And it loops behind, and United will be grateful for that. Just straight out by Pattinson. This has been far less simple for United than the meeting back in September, when United went to Bromley and won by 5-1. And it's not over yet. Rodar, the substitute, with energy that perhaps London City need late on. Aslani. Oof, and that nearly paid off.
It did, very nearly paid off. As you say, there might only be 5 minutes left in this game, but you still feel that there's opportunities in it, and London City Lionesses haven't given up. It's Rodar down this left-hand side, linking up really well with Aslani. Lots of United bodies in and around there, but they just can't quite get it under control as it comes into the box.
It's been industrious getting forward from left-back today, Poppy Pattinson. But Manchester United right now headed for back-to-back home wins in the Barclays WSL for the first time this season, for the first time since March of last year. Drury. Come a guy forward. And Drury has been caught and is hurt.
Yeah, that's a painful one. Ball in the face. Had a few of them. Just straight into the eye. Stings to begin with.
They haven't actually turned to Elizabeth Turland today, have they, Manchester United, on the bench, unused?
No, you're right. I'm guessing that was in terms of that midweek game coming up, big week for them, and they're going to need her for those fixtures. Yeah, looks like a painful one.
Tia Goldie was the player onto it, formerly of the Arsenal Academy.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at, you know, someone here, you can see Millie Turner kind of communicating as well. That's what she adds to the side now. She's back into the team as well. That leadership and that experience. I'll see it again here. Just been speaking about her. Millie Turner reacting first, in and around the box. Just how pleased her team is to have her back in her side, and that's something as well about Manchester United.
And confirming, Fern, she is your Barclays player of the match for this afternoon.
Yeah, we just seen there, we spoke about her with the highlights, spoke about what the difference she brings into this team, and getting an assist for the first goal for Jess Park's goal, and then obviously what could turn into be the match winner. I think she's been phenomenal for her side today and really stepped up when she's been out with injury. It's not an easy thing to do, to come back into a side, especially a side in such form. So yeah, for me, deserved one from here today.
Drury still getting treatment. I don't think I expected United's replacement in terms of Melvin Mallard and goal and assist would be Millie Turner today. There's some impact that she's had. So we're told we're going to go beyond the 6 additional, perhaps up to 8. Full time at Chelsea as they've beaten Liverpool 2-0. So United looking to hold on to the lead and in turn second spot with this potential victory.
Yeah, I think the one thing I will say about Manchester United as well is, you know, not only kind of they're a team that, you know, they've got that cohesiveness, and not only on the pitch but off the pitch as well. And I think that makes a real difference when you're a side that are in form, and you've got a lot of games to play, a lot of competitions to be in. Knowing that you're all working 100% for one another as well, that goes a long way.
Cut out by Janssen, who wore the captain's armband in the second half of the Atletico game, meaning she could speak to the referee, because it did seem like May Letitia was a bit sick of talking to the referee in the Atletico game.
Yeah, I think it got a bit heated, and she knew that she probably wasn't the one who should be speaking to the ref next.
It's pretty clever, isn't it?
Handed the armband over. Yes, not something we're used to seeing at all.
Park has at least pushed the ball towards the corner. I think we can expect to go to 8 additional here at the end of the match. And in general, United looking really good at home. Only 1 defeat here in the league this season. And they're coming forward again, looking for another. Drury can't quite jab it to a teammate in red, and Godfrey will try and get London City moving. Aslani away from Janssen. Great running, Aslani. Godfrey now up at the other end. You know she can produce it. Drives for goal, and it's a good block from the tiring Letitia.
Yeah, May Letitia does really, really well, especially, like you say, latter stages of the game. Player like Godfrey, we know what she's capable of, coming out off that wide right-hand side. And she can cause problems, but Letitia does so well. Eyes on the ball the whole time. And stands up and puts it out for a corner.
Pressure not away yet. Oh, it's a good delivery in the header from Goodwin. That height and that ability to meet a ball in the air nearly bears fruit.
There's a big, big chance missed there from Goodwin. Meets it first. Just can't direct it inside the post. Yeah, she'd be disappointed with that one opportunity to get her side back in it.
Might be the last chance deep into added time that London City get. Well, they might well feel upset here, the visitors, should they firm wheel and come away with nothing today.
Yeah, for sure. I think they probably feel a little bit aggrieved, especially as to how well they played within the first half. But second half, not quite found their feet as much, not quite got themselves into the game. But, you know, if you look at the shots, they have had more shots than Manchester United. But it's what you do with it, isn't it? It's what you do in front of goal. And when you've got an opportunity to be clinical, Manchester United have done that with the 2 times they've got.
Foul on Sigiotti, and that might end the resistance. Roda with the challenge.
Yeah, in a position, obviously, defending the free kick now. But I think they will look at, you know, they'll be able to take some positives away from today's game. London City Lionesses, especially in the way they approach the game, and the aggressiveness and the assertiveness with the press made real differences for them.
Make it 4 wins in a row in the Barclays WSL for Manchester United, who hang on to second spot. Jess Park, super solo goal on the half hour, got Manchester United level. A goal made by Millie Turner